Hey, John, Jeremy Miner. Yeah, Jeremy Miner getting back to you. You guys, looks like you had me over at your house. I think it was like, 3, 4 months ago. You were looking at like different options. Now, this is an example of what's called an NEPQ connection question. Now, if you're not one of our clients, you might not know this. NEPQ stands for Neuro Emotional Persuasion Questioning. So, Neuro Emotional Persuasion Questioning, okay? It's what I developed for my background in university, majoring in behavioral science, human psychology. My minor was in social dynamics, okay, which is really the study of the brain, how and why human beings make decisions, and how they do that as a society. How do you have ranks, rank framing? There's a whole bunch of stuff you learn in there that's pretty cool. Now, how do you do this where you don't come across salesy? Because what most of you have been trained to do is what? Hey, is this John? Hey, John, yeah, it's Jeremy Miner. I'm just following up with you. I know hey, Sally, yeah, it's Jeremy. I'm just checking in. We talked about. Don't say the words following up with you or I'm just checking in an email or a call. Why would I not want to use the words I'm just following up with you or I'm just checking in? Why? Because every salesperson that's ever tried to sell that prospect typically uses what words when they call back a lead who didn't buy when they first started talking to them. They use the same damn words. Following up with you, just checking in. How many emails do you get right now from salespeople that say, hey, John, it's been 6 months. I know we were talking about XYZ. I'm just checking in, or I'm just following up. What is the first thing that goes through your mind when you read the email that says, I'm just following up with you, or I'm just checking in? What's the first thing? Be honest with yourself. What is the first thing that goes through your mind? Salesperson trying to sell me something. Those are trigger words. Right? If we use the same words that every salesperson uses that's ever tried to sell that prospect something, what does the prospect associate us with? All the other salespeople that they didn't like. So you immediately do what? Lower your status in the prospect's brain. I want to raise my status. So I can eliminate those words, or I can relanguage those words where I don't sound like everyone else. Okay, so take a look at what I'm doing. Hey, is Sally there? Yeah. Hey, Sally. Hey, it's just Jeremy getting back to you. Now, here's what I'm going to show you to do. I'm going to show you a technique. Now, some of you are going to think I'm a little bit crazy, but when I even cold called people who'd never heard about the company I was selling for, or any type of follow-up call from somebody who didn't buy from before that I talked to, I would have papers here. And when I was on the phone, I would shuffle them. Can anybody tell me in the comments why I'd want to do something crazy like that? Why would I shuffle papers like that? Just take a wild guess. I'm going to show you. Hey, is John there? Yeah, hey, John. Jeremy Miner getting back to you. Yeah, we, looks like we talked, it was a couple, here, I got my document. We talked a couple months ago about some problems that you were having with XYZ so that you guys could actually ABC. Did you end up giving up on that, or what actually happened? Let me do that again. Bobby, you're right. Sounds less salesy, right? Sounds less telemarketing, sounds less corporate. It almost sounds like you're a clerk calling back about some issue with their, property taxes or something like that. You got this right here. Take a look at it again, okay? Sounds too confused. Oh, Anthony, let me sound like I'm an expert, like this. Hey, is John there? Hey, John, yeah, it's Jeremy Miner. It looks like we talked a few months ago about some problems you're having with XYZ so that you could ABC. Did you end up giving up on that, or what happened? You can sound like an expert all you want with the lead who doesn't remember who you are. They don't give a rat's ass. That just triggers that you're a salesperson. So I do want to act a bit confused about that conversation. Now, does that mean when I use a confused tone, when I get into the conversation, or let's say I start going through my presentation, that I'm going to act confused? I don't know how it works. No. But a confused tone in certain context, especially when you're calling back leads from months ago who don't remember you, actually triggers curiosity. I'm a behavioral scientist. I might actually know how your brain works. So I do want to act a bit confused. I don't want to act like a salesperson. Because if they feel like I'm a salesperson, they do what? They go into fight or flight mode. If I sound like everybody else. So take a look like this. Yeah, is John there? Hey, John. Yeah, Jeremy Miner. Yeah, Jeremy. It's Jeremy getting back to you. We talked, I think it was about 3 months ago, about XYZ problems that you were having with your ABC thing. And you were talking about how it's preventing you from ABC. Did you guys end up giving up on that project, or what actually happened? Confused tone triggers curiosity in this context. Now, there's a few other places in the context or in the sales process I might use a confused tone if I want to clarify, if I want them to clarify something. Like, let's say if they tell me they have a problem. Oh, I've got XYZ problem and it's just causing me a lot of tension at work. Hold on, how do you mean by tension? My confused tone triggers their instinctual part of the brain to say this. Now they're just reacting. They don't know what they're doing, but their brain is saying, oh, he didn't understand what I meant by tension at work. I need to better clarify that and expand on that for him. And that's how they start to expand and clarify. That's how you start to get a prospect to relive their pain. My tone, my confused tone, triggers that reaction in their survival part of their brain. Hopefully that helps you guys. You got to practice this if you want to be great at sales. Now, that was an example of an NEPQ connection question. Now, why would I do that? There's a couple of things why I do that. Why would I shuffle papers when I'm talking, like I'm reading, like I'm looking at something? What does shuffling the papers do if I'm on the phone? What does that sound cause their brain to do? Well, it's this. It's an example of what we call in human behavior a pattern interrupt. What are they used to salespeople doing? Dead silent, one monotone voice, talking fast, nervous, and excited. That's what a prospect is used to, okay? I want to interrupt that pattern, because if I can't interrupt that pattern, the prospect doesn't let their guard down. And the prospect goes into fight or flight mode. Oh, no, we're good. We're not interested. And it's over, okay? I want to interrupt that pattern. Now, what it also does, remember, confused, concerned tone. Look what I said right here. I mean, did you guys end up giving up on that, or what actually happened? Confused, concerned tone. Write this down. Your tone is how your prospect interprets the intention behind every question you ask. That's how they interpret what's behind what you are saying or asking. That's how they interpret it. What is behind why they're saying that? That's how they interpret it. It's through your tone. If your tone sounds like this the whole time while you're talking, and it's one monotone voice when you're asking questions, you're going to notice when you ask questions that your prospects are going to give you vague, generalized, surface level answers. But if I shift my tone, so what, did you guys end up giving up on that, or what actually happened? Like, I'm confused, I'm concerned. Okay? We're getting somewhere right now. Okay, let's go to an industry here. Okay, now I'm going to give you about 6 to 7 completely different industries, and I'm going to show you the framework of how to start that call. Okay, make sure you write this down. Okay, let's take a look at it. Ring, ring, ring. They answer. Hey, is Sally there? Hey, Sally. Yeah, it's Jeremy Miner. Yeah, Jeremy. Getting back to you. We looks like we talked. It was, gosh, I want to say it was like 3 months ago about some issues with your operations team that you brought up, and you had mentioned it was, I think you said it felt like it was preventing you guys from scaling because you're trying to get to like 11 or $12 million a month in the business. Did you end up giving up on scaling, or what actually happened? Let's do it again. My tone is a little bit off. Hey, is John there? Yeah, hey, John, Jeremy Miner, getting back to you. Yeah, we talked. I think it was like 3 months ago about, you mentioned you had some issues like with your operations team, and you talked about how you felt it was possibly preventing you guys from being able to scale. I think you were at like 10 million a month. You're trying to get to 12. Did you? What See? Now, see how my tone is confused? Did you end up giving up on scaling, or what actually happened? No, we didn't give up on scaling. Oh, well, what have you been doing about it? Because I know we were talking about X, Y, Z. What happened with that? And then I'm going to go right into my first, what are called situation questions. Now, I'm also going to have a concern tone there because remember, my tone is how the prospect interprets the intention behind the question I'm asking. Okay? I've gotten a bit clunky at calling brand new leads. You don't want to get clunky there for sure. All right, let's go to a completely different industry. Let me tell my my VP of sales I'm going to be a little bit late. Okay. I'll take a little bit longer for this for you guys. Okay. Now, let's say in this example you sell life insurance. Okay. This is I think this is the first or second largest industry we train now. It always flip-flops between real estate and life insurance like every other day or week. But this is train hundreds of thousands in this space. That means life insurance, general life, mortgage protection, final expense, IULs, a bunch of different things. All right, same thing here, same type of thing that we're trying to do here. Yeah, is Sally Johnson there? Yeah, hey Sally, it's just Jeremy Miner. We talked. You remember we talked a few months ago? You had responded to an ad about like financial protection. You were asking about like different options, like life insurance, like when something happens to you, so Dan and the kids will be able to keep the house and school. Did you guys end up giving up on that, or what actually happened? Okay, let me do that again. Hey, is John there? Yeah, John, hey, Jeremy Miner, getting back to you. We talked, I think it was 2 months ago. I was out at your house about like different options for like life insurance, like when something happens to you, so Cindy and the kids would be able to go to the same school, the same house. Did you guys end up giving up on that, or what actually happened? John there? Hey, John, Jeremy Miner. Yeah, Jeremy Miner getting back to you. You guys, looks like you had me over at your house. I think it was like, 3-4 months ago. You're looking at like different options to possibly upgrade your cabinets so you guys could sell the property like a higher price point. Did you guys end up giving up on that, or what actually happened? See how I'm slowing down. I didn't write one for cybersecurity on here, but that's a huge industry we train. Somebody on IG. Yeah, it's probably a top 20 industry we train. Train some huge companies in that for sure. Yeah, is John there? Hey, John.